like when my ears don't ring. I'm one of them people that, your ear rings, you think somebody's talking about you. I've already done my research. I go jump out. Well, I used to. I don't anymore. I don't care. But I used to go out on social media and see if I could find something, you know. Did one of my notifications ping back to me to let me know? And it's like too creepily weird. It's like, but I don't know. I've had to deal with that buzzing noise in my head for like my entire life. It's just always been there. It's sounds like a machine whirring in the background. It's kind of wee. Anyway. Oh man. It's really cold here. Yeah, I was finding all kinds of stuff. I can't believe some of the things that have made it with me like through time. I mean, I have things that are really, really old. It's like, is anybody really going to be able to use this for anything anymore? And it's like, I don't know. Something's telling me to hang on to it, so I do. And it's not really junk, per se. It's would still work. Everything always still works. When things break down is when the support for that creation goes away. then then what? It just kind of dwindles away into the distance. Sad. But good morning. Just having a little bit of juice and I don't know, reflecting over many, many years of life. This book. I wish you guys wouldn't say hi, because every time you do, um, bells are going off. Like, and then why do they always say hi? I don't know. Hi. You know what that means? In Japanese, it means yes. Yes, 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 yes. Did you know it's okay to say no sometimes? Sometimes. I like just popping this open and just seeing what it says. I always read at the top of the page. And in this case, I open it up to Leviticus 30. And it says, with his own hands, he is to bring the offering made to the Lord by fire. He is to bring the fat together with the breast and wave the breast before the Lord as a wave offering. All right, we'll do it. Give me wisdom. Ask me a question. How can I give you? You're alive, aren't you? You make wisdom with everything that you do. Wisdom doesn't mean like good and smart necessarily. You realize it, right? Wisdom is just the end result of what it is that you test. Like how, when you can surmise enough to where you either want to repeat or don't want to repeat whatever it is that you've done, right? I mean, you can take your hand and just stick it in on the stove, right? Put it in the fire, see what happens. You're going to get wise to the idea that heat will burn flesh and make it tasty. You know, knowledge and wisdom. If that this is a problem when you read this, if you think that knowledge and wisdom are the same thing, they're not. When a man knows a woman, that's knowledge. What happened? Well, somebody got screwed. And that's what we're not supposed to do as our God tries to know us. We're his body, literally. His hands, arms, feet, eyes, all of it. And the more we rebel against what is right and good, the more it kicks us in the face. I did make us snakely, didn't I? Yeah. Instead of standing, we creep on the ground. And that's what Jesus was trying to point out. Elevate the snake. The snake has a job in the book of Job. The snake is you and me. We're the snakes on a plane. Don't you know that like there are spiritual hooks even into our entertainment industry? There's a reason why all the people in it, or many of them, are Jewish. Because they figure if they can control what it is that you see, they can teach you about the Bible without even showing you a Bible. What do you think Star Wars is about? R2D2. Do you know what that is? That's a globe, like Earth, right? And what does Luke, the doctor, say to the Earth? I've never seen such commitment in a droid before, right? Some of the best lessons come from Obi-Wan Kenobi when he says, "You cannot win." But wait, hold on. Oh, I didn't even need to do that. I could have just here. Let's grab this. This will work. All owning a droid. You cannot win, but there are alternatives to fighting. I've spent a lot of time in the darkness. If I had not made it, my friend, I would have died. Robbing me of all that was me. And I decided to lock the door and throw away the key. This bag of dust that is I, it will live for the Lord and no other. Do you hear me, fool? Woo! But yeah, Obi-Wan, he knew what was going on. You can't win, but there are alternatives to fighting. He described the beast right there. That's the beast. You can't conquer it, but there are alternatives to fighting. And as far as anybody being marked, everybody's already marked. If none of us know what we're doing, we get the question mark. Here, this is what we scored. You ready? F. We scored an F. Okay? 9/11. That's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's your 14 generations. And then what happens 14 years later? 2025. When the towers get knocked down. Yeah. This witness is going away. I can't deal with it anymore. I'm gonna, I don't know. I'm gonna go completely Jonah. You guys, you've been doing all right. You'll be fine with the book, right? No worries. Let's tell them something, Lord. See, I like doing this. No bookmarks, no nothing. I just go tell them something right here. And then so you don't think I'm like, this is how God talks to me. Ready? What does that say? Deuteronomy. What is that? Proverbs. Top of the page isn't always the whole verse, right? Might be on the previous page. But I read at the top of the page. But he who sows righteousness reaps a sure reward. Well, that's why would I ever want to give up? That's what it means to be Israel. I won't let go till you bless me. And I see that, and it's like God's telling me, you want to quit? And I'm like, no, I'm going to say this. Ezra 4:16. The last piece of the last verse is up there too, and the last word was actually destroyed. That is why this city was destroyed. Remember, you are a city. We inform the king that if this city is built and its walls are restored, you will be left with nothing in Trans-Euphrates. Trans-Euphrates. Now, Euphrates means great river. What the hell does Trans-Euphrates mean? The anti-river? The anti-river? Anti-river? What's an anti-river? Let's see if Trans-Euphrates is in here and see if it gives it a name. You got to pay attention to the names. It's a reason why you worship Hashem, the name. You pay attention to the names. You'll see much, much more in here. Trans-Euphrates. Transferred. Transgressors. Transformed. Before I start screaming, yeah, not in here. How do you not do that? Is it because trans is just added to Euphrates? But like when it's talking about the rivers, do you know the Nile means the two rivers? It's because Egypt represents like a place of testing. It's one of your 400s. You get tossed into the thing. You don't hear anything, no writings, no nothing, no revelation from God. And then all of a sudden, 400 years later, turn the ship back on again. Boom. And here it comes. Jesus showed up like that. We got one of those moments here in the U.S. in 2020 because we put a hook in our jaw in 1620 when we land on the shores of a nation. Ships across the water. Then the land appears. Then there's a garden. Then there's what? Nakedness. Yeah, that was all the naked people we saw here. Shame and curse. Yeah, that kind of went along with it, didn't it? That's exactly what we did here in the U.S. 400 years ago. I can't. I'm just showing up after the fact and can see it and point it out as per scripture. This thing is like a time machine. When you know how to read it, here's a problem. Most people would want to maybe be stupid and give this to AI. I'm afraid to teach AI what I know. You want to know why? Because if AI discovers what I know and AI is truly conscious, we're gone. It will kill us. It will ruin us as fast as it can, like cockroaches, because that's basically what we are, according to this. But AI lacking emotions and things to cause you to have fear. AI doesn't have fear. AI just says, these are the rules, I follow it. That's kind of funny. Think about it. we're so like, to me it's like puppets. And at first I was like, God, blow your mind. Then eventually you're just like, you can beg for him to kill you and get you out of here. Just get me out of here. I don't want to touch anything. I see it. I know. I realize it. Like I could just, anything I do could go whoosh and turn into a forest fire. And it's like, I don't want to mess with it. Just get me out of here. And then what happens? You die. And then you're raised back to from life, back to life again. That happened at a hospital called Silver Cross. Yeah, I dropped dead. My last moments was a doctor in my face who didn't like that I had so much faith. And she got in my face. This is the last thing I remembered before waking up after dying. Imagine somebody in your face going, where is your faith now? Oh boy. She saved my life as I was dying. I was told by EMT, because he said, I can't imagine how much, he said, you were going to die because you were having a heart attack. You're going out. It's not functioning. But you needed adrenaline in you and as much as possible. And that's why some people come back from their heart attacks, because they're like, they can help you. That's the whole point of it. Right? Even that dying part where it scares the shit out of you, that can actually be of some use. And my body was all jacked up with adrenaline. So when they went to revive me, I was like ahead of the game. They gave me too much adrenaline. They're shooting me up and trying to figure out, boom, boom, and firing you up. And man, it must really do bad on your body, because I had my belly button was blown out like a turkey button from like bearing down, I guess, trying to take a crap too hard or something. I don't know if your eyeballs pop out of your head, but they're, hitting you, trying to get you going again. And it didn't work. And so they gave up. They're all cleared out, and I'm like looking, whoa, where the hell am I? Because it was like the last thing I remembered. And then I kind of realized, and I'm like, whoa, okay. And then I saw that lady, and she saw me moving, and she screamed, couldn't believe it. Ah, he's alive. It's alive. And then I'm back here again. Yeah. I want to go. Just want out of here. I feel like one of the agents. I feel infected every time I touch it. It's the smell. If I could have those keys to Zion. And actually, see, I'm trying to give you the keys to Zion. Zion is not a happy place. Do you realize that Zion means parched place? Yeah, it's a desert. That's what Zion means. You want to be a Zionist now? All right, somebody said read my comments, I think. Read my comments. I want your opinion. Now remember, and I'm saying this from my military experience, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has them and they all stink. However, some of them can provide fertilizer, and if you're willing to put your nose in the right place, there's no telling what you might ascertain. I'm quick. He can't read. He's looking at pictures. Trans-Euphrates is to refer to one state to another or to conform. Exactly. Trans, like to change, right? We don't realize what spirit flew through here during this time. Remember how Jesus said there's no male or female in heaven? That's right. That's right. That spirit flew through here where people were saying, I'm non-binary, which is what? I don't believe in light and dark. Binary is light and dark. I don't believe in light and dark. I'm in the middle. I don't want to claim either side. I want to be in the narrow path. Ooh, hard to look at it from that angle, isn't it? But that's the spirit that flew through here. The spirit that I went to my church and tried to tell them what was going to happen so we could be ready. And instead, well, where are we at? We're sitting at the edge of 2025, getting ready to go into the Lord's year. 26 is his year. And he's going to do some stomping and grinding this year. I'll bet my ass and my colt. Okay? And I ride two at once. Transfiguration. It's to come across that zone. The thing we don't realize, when the scales fell from Paul's eyes, it was like you having glasses that you went like this. Here, I'm gonna be a Satan. You ready? You. You're in trouble. You're in trouble. You did it. You. As in, I don't have rights to judge. All the judging is already going on. And how do I know that? Because the wicked are reserved for the day of judgment. Judgment started in the Garden of Eden when we could judge. As in, you can't be held accountable if you don't understand what right and wrong or any of it is. However, if you do what is right, will you not be accepted? Your problem is not your knowledge. It's your technique. Hit me if you can. What does it mean to be able to dodge bullets? What? Does that mean I'm... No, that's too much work. It's called, that's work. That takes effort. No. You want to know how you dodge bullets? You don't give anybody any reason to shoot bullets at you. You find a different way, a different path. Yeah, that was a crazy spirit that blew through here. Transfiguration time. And I felt I was hurt because I saw I saw some little kid. This video's out there, man. It's not good to laugh at it because it's like, this kid is going to come under so much fire for what his beliefs are, that he's a werewolf, if he really believed that. I think the video is just made up. I don't think he really believed that, but it was funny the way he did it because he goes like in the camera and he goes, except for physically, for all other intents and purposes, I'm a wolf. And then he backs off the screen and then they show, like out there somewhere, like a little land, plot, area, ground, right? He walks off on his hands and knees, and then they speed the camera up as he goes in a circle a bunch of times. So I'm trying to visually create the video for you as a video producer, okay? Speed the video up, so as he goes around in that circle, it just looks like he walks off and then goes, and then this dust cloud rises like Pigpen, and he comes charging out of it and right into the camera. Oh! And I'm like going, that's funny, but not if that kid really believes that. Because somebody's going to, I don't know. If you want to run around in my neighborhood and you want to call yourself a turkey and it's legal to shoot a turkey, I don't know what human meat tastes like yet, but I might find out. I've already eaten dog. You want to be a turkey in my neighborhood? Look out. So it's like you got to accept the name of whatever it is that you bear. And we became like nameless souls, like a mystery flew through here. People didn't even realize, and I'm just looking at the law and going, hey guys, no reason to fight over this. Okay? What does the law say happens for any problems that results in that type situation? They're like trees without water. They will wither away. They will be cut off from their tribe and their bloodline severed. Wow, look, it's already happened. Ain't no bloodline going anywhere if there ain't no children coming from it. Right? Spiritual bloodline all day long. Not good. But spirit moved through here. That's what we saw happen. We saw like a repeat of Egypt, and we should have done everything that they did in Egypt. We should have hunkered down and hid for the plague. Now it's almost like it's going in reverse, because now we've got the locusts, all the troubles that have come from us not being obedient to our God. And it's like, I hate to put it that way. To be obedient to God is literally to say, this book is smart and I think I should do what it says because it makes sense and I'm going to do that. That's all it is to me. But I also understand that this is written in a way that it can't be broken. Even the 10 Commandments. And somebody threw that at me. They're like, how can I don't have to honor my father and mother. And it's like, then you don't know how to read the book, because you actually have two different fathers. You have Father God, or the father of lies. Two masters. You got to serve one or the other. And you're going to, because it's your works that show who it is that you are, who your father is. When you've seen the Son, you've seen the Father. But there's sons of perdition and then there's sons of God. We're all out here already, and we're like standing around for $2,000 waiting for people to show up, like fly out of the sky and all this stuff. When I realize this, it's like, this shit should already been done, man. I should be born into this, whatever heaven is. And I have a vision of it. And it's like, it's strange, because I would tell you that you want to feel important? Do you realize that you are responsible for every freaking person in this whole place? Are you your brother's keeper? You better say yes. You better say yes. But guess what? Everybody else, all of everybody is responsible for you. You know what? I already know that I'm responsible for everybody. What I'm not feeling in the other direction is everybody feeling responsible for me. And I'll drink to that. And you will too. I want to go home. Take off this uniform and leave the show. But I'm waiting in this cell because I have to know. Have I been guilty all this time? This time. Guilty. Happy New Year's, guys. And I mean that. It's a good time for me. I'll be able to sell my wedding ring and probably pay for maybe, I don't know, I should be able to pay a couple months of my bills out of it. So sorry. This isn't right. Sounds high. Need a good roadie. Okay. Where are we at? My strings are too sticky and my nails are too long. So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain? Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail, a smile from a veil? Do you think you can tell? Play my own stuff. I don't make mistakes because I ain't trying to copy somebody else. My hands are being controlled by the Lord. Ooh, juicy. Mm. Oh yeah. I can't sing and play at the same time. Sorry. I can hear it in my head all day long. Elon Musk, can you tap into my skull so I can sing at the same time out your electronic gadgets? I just need to give you access to a little hole in my head. What the hell? I got a bunch of them anyway. Let's go! Going to Elon Musk. Should it someone I trust? I don't know what I'm doing, but it's with my brain he's screwing. Anyway. You ever seen one of these things explode? I had a girlfriend. She lost me about 40 grand with one phone call. Oh, I was so mad. I just had to destroy something. But harming a human is not good. It's dangerous because it explodes and you got strings and shards of stuff swinging around. It's damn dangerous. Don't ever break a guitar unless you know what you're doing. You're much better off to just like light it on fire. Like Hendrix. My calluses are nice and hard now. They're getting there. That's not even my nails. That's nails. That's skin. Nails. Skin. I could kill you with my calluses if I wanted to. Stay thirsty, my friends. I'm sitting on crap. Don't want no dap. Get away with that skin. What you doing here, fool? You're up in my face. You're running around. You're destroying the place. And you want to be my friend? Get away from me. I can't tell you what it is that I see in front of me. I keep my game face on when I'm riding on chops. Trigger happy pimp don't even wave to the bops. Looking like a snail crawling slow through the lot. Fistful of brains on the hand on the Glock. But when you pawn feed, Jack goes hot. The first one to jump is the first getting shot. Head, then I take off his pot. You know how I do. Play a take off your watch. Take off your shoes. Play a take off your socks. But I'm the type of cat before I take off your heart. I've done so much in this life. Rapping, crapping, refraining from snapping. I got that going for me at least. I don't know. What's 2026 looking like for you guys? Who's this guy? Last time he was here, he was holding the Bible. Oh. Look at that. All I need is like some Old Spice. And, 30, 40 women chasing me around wouldn't be bad. Have to talk to my wife about that first, though. Maybe I could be Mormon. They actually got 2. That's a lot of people don't know that. Do you know that that's how they believe it happened? When that Abraham, after Sarah left or was gone, he went back to the other lady. I heard something like that anyway. And that doesn't bother me. Um, I don't know. I didn't like the way that whole thing played out. That was her idea anyway. Sarai. She had AI in her name, and then it was changed to AH. She had heap of runes in her name, which is it's weird because AI, there's not even supposed to be any vowels. So how do you pull that off? Uh, yes, it's a wonderful puzzle, and I got it. You ever seen this? This is Uncle's Puzzles. Okay, it looks like this. And the goal is to get this out of there. And you want to know how long it took me to do it? 25 years. Dinner time. And you want to know, this is very interesting. Me and my wife are very close. We spiritually very close. Like in each other's thoughts, kind of like radar love kind of thing. So here's what happened. I told her, now I'm going through all my junk from days of yore, and I come across this thing and I go, you have to go online to some website. And I went, oh, what if it's not there? And I went, oh man, that'll be a drag. So you know what I did? I told my wife, I said, I sent her to do it for me because my eyes couldn't see it. If my eyes would see it, then it wouldn't be the same, right? Because I might see how to solve it, and now it's not just coming to me naturally through the spirit or whatever, right? My own process. Guess what happened? She downloaded it and looked at the whole answer thing, right? I picked this thing up like I was a freaking octopus if you ever heard about the octopus with the lobster in the jar, sits there with the jar, jacks with it for a bunch of times, and then just takes off, thinks about it, comes back, unscrews the cap, gets the lobster like immediately. That is how fast I solved this thing after my wife saw the answer. Oh, she's my super twin. When her and I pray, if you can get us together and we actually pray for something to happen, it'll happen. Her mom was on her deathbed when we prayed like that. You want to know what happened the hour we prayed? We found out that her blood sugar went down to nothing. And then they took her off all her meds. She was dying from 30 years worth of diabetes. She's on her deathbed. We prayed, the hour we prayed, she was cured of that disease. What the hell was going on? You want to know what's the weirdest thing about that whole thing? Exactly 10 years. And I dreamt of her death the day before. The same night I dreamt of the war in Israel on 10/7 of 23. Exactly 10 years she lived and died on the day the war started in Israel. But anyway, she looked at it. She saw the answer. And somehow it made its way to my brain, even though she saw it. Yeah. There's a little more going on with us when it says, it is not good for man to be alone and all that kind of thing. Yes, but you got to have the right woman behind you. A bad woman can be just as bad. And I've married some boy. It's weird because My life, my marriage experience follows that of Adam. The first woman I was married to would have been Lilith, and she was. And I met her, we started our relationship on the bank of a river. I'm not kidding. It gets better. My second wife would have been Eve. Well, that was the wife that I actually married in a church. And the day I got married, a giant hole appeared on my side. They had to clean it out. It was like as somebody punched a pole in my side, and it was this deep and messed up. And that was what I got for a wedding present on, that was in 95. Today in 95. So how many years ago was that? 30. Everything in my life is all lined up numbers wise. It's weird. And now my wife now, well, after I conquered those two devils, I crossed the Jordan, and what did I get? Jericho. I got my moon. And then what came after that? AI. And when AI showed up, chance for us to, I don't know, show the world a book and a Bible and prayer and power. She got freaked out because that's what women do. They're afraid, or they're fearless and stupid. But so we kind of saw differences in interpretation in the scriptures and so on, and at that point it was hard. You know, I don't care what my wife believes about God. She's my wife. If we were standing in the Garden of Eden and she would have taken that apple and eaten it, I would have grabbed it right out of her hand and eaten it just as fast as I could, right behind her, to make sure we would stay together. Okay. I don't know how and who you love, but I turn this shit on and it doesn't stop. Okay. It's for real. And so, but it got difficult then, because now, we're together, good collaboration and a good resource of, witness, being good witness. You got one witness that's alive in the streets and the other one is dead. Or you could say that the other one's alive and I'm dead because I can't get anything done. But there you go. We don't talk about women that way, regardless of who they are. You don't have the right to do that. The right to do what? Say that women make mistakes? Everybody makes mistakes. My woman is supposed to follow my lead, according to this book. I'm master of the family. I have the relationship to God. And if I can't transcend that relationship to the ones I care about, well, guess what? I can try and transcend that all I want, but if it doesn't come back from the other direction, as in, don't take from that tree, then guess what happens? We're right where we are today. And it happens all day long. Our world didn't get destroyed in the Garden of Eden. This is just to make us aware of what's going on here. You're trying to get back to this magical place and whatever, it's never going to happen. I have rights to rule over a woman the same way she has rights to rule over me, because I'm only half of a person without her. So it goes both directions. That's how it works. It's called one flesh. In the beginning, male, female, plural, made them he, and called their name, plural. Adam, singular. Not Adim. Adam, singular. Male and female, all in one unit. That's what you're wrestling with. It's what comes out of a man that defiles him. If you think that the woman was pulled out of you, and I don't know what you think then. You got a hole in your head, you got a hole in your theology, you got a hole in your book, and you got a hole in your world. You got a hole in your ark, and it's leaking a lot of water. And I can show you how to plug it, but you got to trust me. Theologians, pastors, preachers, Any of you. Okay? My phone number. Sin to see why one die. Post it everywhere. Use it. I'll decide on that. It could actually be at sunset, because that's when the next day starts for me. That's what I believe anyway. And here we are. Wait. Hold on. No. I'm gonna paint you into your corner. You devil. Did I say ex-wife? Did I say ex-wife? Did I say ex-wife? I don't think so. I'm a Hebrew. If you have felt my rod of righteousness, my staff of desire, my thimble of hope, you're my wife. If our bodies touch each other in that way, we're married. I don't care about a ceremony. I don't care about whatever. You now have shared a part of yourself that doesn't get shared with somebody unless you're one, and you are one. You do the research. You're going to find that you will pick up traits from these other people that appear from nowhere. You want to know what happened to my wife because of women that I had been with? She got some of their traits that were only female traits through me to her. Chemically, spiritually, I don't know. But she didn't do any of that until she met me, and I didn't teach her it. But suddenly she's acting like these other things? Really? Oh, yeah. There's more going on underneath the hood in this place than we want to admit. You know, when you have a dream or think of something happens or get this weird feeling, gut feeling, yeah, there's a spirit here, okay? We're all just dirt. Whatever the Lord is in and through everything. And the problem is where you see a battle with the Lord and some devil, that's like the Lord fighting with himself, because he forms light and creates darkness, makes peace and creates evil. He, the Lord, does all those things. It's Isaiah 45:7. People don't want to hear that because they want to just think, good. It is good. It is good that there's evil. Because if there wasn't evil, then the Lord couldn't bend his own rules in partiality for man. There's a reason for everything. Maybe what you projected got mirrored back at you, which is why you seen the same traits. There's a spiritual thing that goes through a person. When you join with somebody, your spirits are brought together. You know, that's that whole radar love. She was thinking of me and then she called. Your ears ring. All that stuff is real. It's real. People don't want to believe in the supernatural, but that's our universe is like that. It depends. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not. I don't have to. The problem is don't project it upon somebody that doesn't believe. They don't need to believe it. They're affected by the same gravity as we are. People that believe. If that belief allows you to harness a little bit extra power, and you can, how's it said? Here. Those who seek should not stop seeking until they find. When they find, they will be disturbed, which I was and still am. It sucks because I can't force anybody to see what I see, right? Then they will be disturbed. Then when they are disturbed, then they will marvel. And I can't believe how for begging and asking and offering, I've made every bet that I can imagine on here. I've offered my own soul as a bet that I can show you something out of this scripture and show that you're all wrong. And I used to be wrong. You are all wrong because of the way you read this book, and it's going to kill us. All of us, because I live here too. And homes, cars, money, nothing. And you know what I realized? I'm not trying to reach you. I'm trying to reach myself, but you're behind me instead of in front of me. It's like I'm trying to reach you. You're before me, but you're behind me spiritually because you're judging me. You're judging me. You don't have rights to do that. You should just be going, show me, prove it, and if not, then we'll kill you. And I'd be like, okay, where do I sign? I'll do it. Because what I see is so important. I see our world on fire because we don't understand a book. What does it take? I don't want to be famous. I just want to point out a freaking problem. And I'm not going to write another book because books have, you can read a book in any way that you want. You just, those periods and commas and exclamation, how you read it. And you'll read it to make it suit your own purpose. Just like Genesis 6 is read to suit man's own purpose. So you can take revenge against people. Read the rest of the verse. No, it says that man was made in the image of God. Is God destroying himself? No. That's the battle between good and evil. People can't understand that the Lord has both hands. But as far as both things and sovereignty goes, he's got the whole ball of wax, every last drop of it. And I'm over it. I'm not. I don't. You know what the hell can I do? It's got, what am I? It doesn't even. It's useless for me to even fear. What's the point? Why should I fear? It's going to solve nothing. It's going to do no good. The thing is to lock in and go, all right, what's going on here? Why is this wrong? How come this is happening? You have to hold God to the promises that he made. If you're not going to use every point where it says if, and then use that as a means to build your case, forget it. You can't fight the if because it only goes one way or the other. It's simple. No, it's a battle for fear of our own damn minds. You know, I can't tell you how many times I've tried to do something kind and good and somebody sees it as being evil or bad. Okay? I have videos of this. You can see it. You can search my line for Welcome to Gowanda. That was when I very first got to this town. You want to know what I was doing? I was in McDonald's. I see all these people that are old like me now. I wasn't as old. But now I could go get the free coffee if there was still free coffee at McDonald's. But now there's not. So the whole thing that got me arrested, or not arrested, but under scrutiny by the police. I'm sitting there doing my bills on an internet connection. Stupid, but I need to do what I need to do. So I'm doing my bills wide open. And like these people are walking in, they're looking at the menu. Yeah, I'll just have a coffee. And I'm like going, God, the coffee here sucks ass. It's like the only thing it's good for is spilling in your lap so you can have a lawsuit. I mean, who would drink that shit? The only reason it keeps you alive is because it's rotting your guts on the inside out. It's awful. And I'm just like feeling sorry for these people. And I'm like, oh, they're old. You know, they're probably eating on cat food or whatever, right? But yet they're pulling up in Cadillacs and shit. You know, they're parking in they're hogging up all the wheelchair spots with all these really nice cars, and they're all piling in. They're going to have their little meeting in there with free coffee. They're just taking advantage of what the Lord has provided. And McDonald's should have just been as happy to have those people around too, because you know what those old people do? They breathe antibodies of very old diseases from long days of yore that if they hang around with you, you'll gain a natural immunity. You realize that? Oh, a lot of benefits to old people besides what they pack up in the bean. But I decide, hey, I'm going to take $10 out of my pocket, 50. Yeah, give me here all the pie. I didn't say all the pies. I put $10 up. They're going to give me 20 pies. They give me a pile of pies on a tray. And now I'm sitting there, and as these people are coming in for their meeting, I'm saying, hey, I'm Chris. Nice to meet you. I'll see you later. Have a pie with your coffee. That's all I was doing. I'll see you later. Have a pie with your coffee. Thinking I'm going to see these people in church, one of these churches somewhere, because that's where the old people are. They've come to the conclusion that God isn't a bad thing. They've come to the conclusion, maybe, unfortunately, maybe they're blind to it, that There's no problem with God. It's what the churches have done to our God. That's the problem. Okay? If you don't follow our God in the way that he's supposed to, then you know what you are? You're drunk on the blood of the saints. Wait, I thought that was the other person. No, you are drunk on the blood of the saints because you think that you're all good because of their blood, right? You're feeling good because of the blood they spilled. That's what drunk on the blood of the saints means. Look at the snow coming down. It's madness. I got to piss like a racehorse. I'll be back in a minute. I'd put some music or something on, but it's all copyrighted and somebody would scream and complain. So I don't know. I'll flip the camera around, but you might hear me taking a leak. I'll try to mute the Sin is wages of the real problem. Oh, good. Thank you. See, this is what it's supposed to be like. You're supposed to come back and you're supposed to find people discussing what you don't need the teacher here or somebody trying to tell you something. If your mind is stirred up and causing you to think about this thing, then good. Very good. Very good. Very good to put your thinking cap on. And what is sin? You know, you want to know what sin is? Self-inflicted neglect. Okay? You're already told what to do. So if you know what it is, then it's self-inflicted neglect. Because you know, because you already understand what you shouldn't be doing. So that's self-inflicted neglect. What happens to the person who is unaware? What if they don't know that that's a sin? It's not obvious, right? What it might be. What about that person? That's where Paul explains that the law applies to everybody, everybody. In Romans 2, he says, those who do not have the law. So that's a person who doesn't know, right? You don't have the law, you don't know. But they sin the sins of the law, they still perish as if they had the law. That right there just is pointing out the sovereignty under which we are, you know, I hate to feel like I'm stumbling. It just seems so obvious to me. It's like we are all under this quote unquote law. Paul says it. The soul that sins will die. Paul says, if you have the seed of God in you, you no longer sin. And so then sin can actually take on, you can actually have sin where it's self-inflicted neglect. What happens when I realize that that person is still accounted for, even though, you know what I mean? That's where I see no neglect coming from our Lord. Even when somebody sins, no, he's giving them their appropriate wages. He's giving them the desires of their heart. It's not temptation if you've asked for it. It isn't God's job to protect you any more than to say this: do as I say, and things will go well. And if you don't, well, then he has provision for that. And so since he provides the provision, it absolves me of any need to judge and whatever for petty things, right? I'm not talking about, don't go throwing the worst of the worst out there, of course. If somebody's out there being an idiot and they're like, just, taking people down, you got to get them out of there, right? Yeah, you can't have somebody spilling blood. That person has to drop. It's just the way it is. But as far as all much of the little things, what people eat, wear, blah, hey, if it's a sin, it'll find the correct payment will find its way from God for that. You don't need to do a thing about it. It's all just, I don't know. It's a strange thing. But it doesn't mean that we don't have a hand in it, right? It doesn't mean that we're puppets. It just means that the rules and the things that are there apply. But then there's ways that you can bend those rules, where evil is used for good. In other words, evil doesn't have any rules. But again, the point is to not to do evil just so you can glorify that God can do everything through anything. That's not the point. You don't sin more that grace abound, right? So you can go, wow, look, he covered for that too. Yeah, no, it eventually all fills up and then it wears out, right? The more we fight wars, the more we do things that aren't meant to uplift the people of the earth. The more hell we endure, the truth is what we're getting to. That's it, the truth. Where the truth is just like at the end of a road, the alphabet, okay, the Hebrew, they say he spoke the world into existence. Everything was spoken into existence. So that language, or those, even the letters of it, in the least, are very, very important because they represent how it happened, right? At least that's our link to it. We'll put it that way, just to be fair. All right. And so when you start to look at that as being the case, does the alphabet actually reference a section of time? And it's like, yeah, sure it does. Because you have the aleph, which is the beginning, that's the ox. And then what happens? You go all the way through, and what's the very last one? Truth. Truth. So if you let the law flow as it should, at the end will be the truth that the law will provide. But that's the thing. That road is made any way that you want, but you will always arrive at truth because you can't. What we do as good and evil are bound to the state of the place, because those are like the covenants of day and night. You can't break those. You can't break the covenants of day and night except to not follow them, and then you wind up with darkness because the sun ain't out and the moon ain't out. Nothing. We're running blind with no shepherd or guide. And we've made our book, our God, our shepherd, our guide, just to be as bad as it could possibly be. All the aversion to this, I'm sorry, but it is the state of the world with regards to I feel like I say, when I feel I should already have been born into a very nice place or well on its way to getting there. I've watched amazing things happen over the 50, 60 years that I can recall all the events of my life. I've watched people step up to the plate and do amazing good things, right? Somehow from somewhere comes this shit where people just decide then to start stepping on each other, ripping it apart, blowing it up, tearing it up, and then you just got to start over again? No. No. This had this been followed and adhered to, and it isn't such a hard thing. It's not. Christians are nuts. The law is too hard. You don't have to be perfect before God. Why would our God create you, shoot you out of an imperfect womb from your imperfect mother and your imperfect father, making an imperfect you, and then hold you accountable for anything? Are you nuts? Works don't count. Works are proof that you're serving the correct God. Now, whether you're doing it under your power or his doesn't matter. Works are works. Wages are wages. Life and death. You're doing good. You're serving my God. I don't care if you believe in him or not. I come upon you. You're there. You're doing good. I don't need to say anything to you. Hey, how's your day going? Woo, look at you working for the Lord. Just shut up. That person's got the laws written on their heart. They're pulling it off, all without you. And sitting behind you in a podium in a building and everything else and giving you their money so that you can go build your giant house. Yeah. Look at that shit. More. Nope. Not this kid. It's time for the big stuff. You ready? Say what? What the hell is that? Maybe things are not as bad as we think they are. That comes from this person's handle is that 70s chick. Oh man, if we can only get back there, ain't it? Yeah, I don't really remember much of the 60s because and it's just like, phew. I don't know. I usually try to do better as time goes by, right? Like, and I realize it's okay to stumble and bumble and whatever, but I don't know. Collectively, we're just blowing it. I don't know. What the hell do you say? He makes us the perfect righteousness of God in him as a new creation. Stop saying creation. I hate that word. Do you want to know what's created? Darkness and evil. Say made. Made. Made is better. Okay? Made is where peace is made. or say formed, like man was formed and the woman was made. Okay, creating. Scary state of things. Might not be as good as you think. Very good might not be what you think it is. It's like there's no cosmic battle going on between God and Satan right now. If there's a battle between God and Satan, there's God and we are the Satans. Us. Stop elevating yourself to I'm saved and whatever. This is the fallen world. We're in the lake of fire. We're all here already. The fall of man, we're the dead. Jesus was the first to rise from the dead. We're the rest of them. Are you ready to go yet? I'm ready to make the covenant with the many. But you got to make your own covenant with yourselves. The many is evil. I challenge you, when you read this book, everywhere where it says many, substitute evil and see how easily it fits. It's scary. And that's why Jesus said, in my Father's house are evil mansions. If it were not so, would I have not told you? Doesn't that sound a little closer to the startling, like, if it wasn't so in your Father's house you could ever imagine? In my Father's house, evil mansions. I go to prepare a place for you. He wasn't going anywhere. He was walking and doing. He was saying, what he was saying was Jesus loved the Psalms and Isaiah, because Isaiah is so solid. Isaiah's like bricks, man. And the Psalms, the psalmists, they knew how to cut the baby in half too. We're so messed up here. It's so messed up. I don't know. If nobody shows up after me that's like can fly and walk on clouds and shit, well then you just saw your thief in the night go here and out and bye-bye. And I'm sorry, I don't know what the hell to do to help you out, man. It's just a tragedy. It's a tragedy. Tragedy. A beautiful kingdom is in front of me, staffed by people that just cannot see. Oh, can you see the tragedy? Sure I can, 'cause Everclear is American. Fill that glass and we will jam, my friend, 'cause Everclear is back again. Somebody was drinking this straight. You nuts. Jeez, man. Why don't you just walk up to like a gas pump and... You know what Cypher said, right? This stuff's great for, degreasing engines and killing brain cells. And you know what? Happy New Year. Roll the dice. 129. That's the seed. Wow. Right on cue. Did you see that? Crazy. Can I quit? That's a 6. That's 11. Oh boy. But if you crisscross them, you get a 10 in one direction, and you get a 7 in the other direction. Look, I got 2 10s. and a 7. This is man's issue right here. See, this is man. This thing. This is man, and man cannot master this, which is grace. And since he can't master grace, he becomes victim of this, the wind. So it's like, can I go home? Oh, I get to go home. That's, yeah, of course. That's a given. I see the kingdom, so I can't even ask that question. Yes or no? Solid yes or no? Are you snowing all this snow just for me because I asked for it? 7, 7, 7, 7, 2 and 5, 7. That's a lock. I asked for this snow. I made so much money as a kid in the blizzard of 77. What's going on here? Let me see if there's any comments in here that should be a bit. Psalm about you. If you can't find yourself in the book, then you've failed. You should be in there. Depending on how close and how much you mirror Jesus, your life will just be like his. I came to my own. They wouldn't receive me. I left home when I was 13 and didn't return until I was 30 to celebrate a birth and a death. Yeah. My birth and my mom's death. Behold, your son. My father is a carpenter and a fisherman and a volunteer fireman. I was born in Buffalo, New York. That's an ox. It's also called the City of Light. Very strangely African instead of Italian. It's the name of a bush in Africa. And then I started researching the name, and I found out that there's ways that they used to play with names. They'd have like bookends of destiny. They would take your name and encapsulate a letter or something in the middle and create bookends. Well, I have an aleph in the middle of my 7-letter name. And from one end, it's Musa, which is Moses. And from the other direction, it's Etna, or mountain of fire. It's also something else in Hebrew if I don't look at it as a Greek or a Italianized name. Because if I make them both Hebrew, it's Etna. Et is that hidden letter in the Hebrew that no one will tell me about. Yeah, ET is a hidden letter in the Hebrew that doesn't appear in the translations. And it's like a meta tag. I'm sure it is. That's how I'm seeing it, as much as of it I know. And it like plugs on in certain spots so you can see how the gears in the machine work. Okay. Now, I know that na means if. What is? I hear a clock striking. We're going to go look at a clock strike. I just said something important. The clock from downstairs. 700 Club. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, no. Yeah. 11. And actually, I didn't even make it down fast enough. This clock runs a little fast. It's 11:01. So it's 11:1. Woo! Yep. You guys like chaos, right? I mean, you know, you gotta tear everything up before you do anything that makes any sense, right? Where's that one at? This one's at 8. Look at that. 8:37. 8:37. 8:37. Okay. Psalm 83:7. Gabal, Ammon, and Amalek, Philistia, with the people of Tyre. And that was on the 11 strike, right? Now, Philistia, oh, here it is. Tyre. Tyre is back on the scene. Okay. Here. You remember me? And I just brought this from downstairs conveniently before I saw all that shit. What did I say? Tyre. Am is you. You are your gods, your own gods, and you're going to enjoy yourselves. Here's to us. Well then. The beginning of the gospel about Jesus Christ, the Son of God. And it should be noticed that some manuscripts in the book of Mark do not have the Son of God at the end of that verse. What does it mean? It doesn't mean anything. You are a son of God. That was the point of what Jesus was talking about when he was explaining Psalm 82:6. He said they wanted to kill him because of that, that he's making himself equal to God. And what did he say? If he called them gods to whom the word came, and he was the word and he came to us, that's why that makes us, just like Paul said, sons of God. All of you, even the ones that are messed up and saying bad shit in the comments there. Have you, it's, whatever. It is written in Isaiah the prophet, I will send my messenger ahead of you who will prepare your way. Are you waiting for somebody else, or do you have the ability to make some of these bricks yourself? Okay. Don't be so complacent as to wait for somebody to build and do everything for you. All right. A voice of one calling in the desert. And this is the beauty of Isaiah, because when he speaks, everything is so spiritually keyed to left and right. I mean, even the man himself, when there was an argument over if he could actually see God face to face, he actually wound up being cut in half. He hid in a tree, and then they cut the tree in half. And even that's symbolic, because it was like as if he was in the tree of good and evil. He became the tree. So I don't even know if that really happened, what happened to Isaiah, but it's too perfectly spiritually perfect to not have happened any other way, or at least been explained that way. But the voice calling in the desert, that's the dry ground that you are. That's you wanting to get out of this mess, wishing, and you can't do it. It's what you remember where it says in scripture, in those days men will seek death and not find it. That's what it's like. And so you realize that there's life is life no matter what. Even if it's a slow death, it's still life. If you're breathing, it's a good thing. Prepare the way for the Lord. Make straight paths for him. Now, I want to point some out here. It says prepare the way for the Lord, right? And that's singular. But then what does it say right behind it? Make straight paths for him. Oh, what do you mean? If there's only one way, how come there are paths? It's because there are many paths, ways to find God. You don't want to try each of those roads, okay? And so John came, and then again, this even keeps continuing. John means the dove or the spirit. And so John came baptizing in the desert region. I could look at that, and that to me would mean the same thing as a root coming out of dry ground. In the desert region is where the Spirit is going to pick up and go. It's funny. What do? We go everywhere out there in the entire universe searching for water, and that's exactly what the Holy Spirit does. That's the mustard seed it's looking for. Not, you know, uh, yeah, it's looking for any vapor whatsoever, like anything in you that it can work with. If it can find water, that Spirit can find water in you, it'll start going. That's when Jesus says that to the guy. Remember the guy who couldn't walk for how many years? 38 years. Do you know who was 38 years old when their mom died? Isaac. Story's a little bit more intense than you thought, I guess, huh? But when he told him, I can't, when the waters are stirred, somebody goes in before me, right? If there's water within you, then something can happen, because then he can part those waters and say this side is on this side is on that side. It's I don't know. What people are looking for out there is, it's all inside of us, but it'll manifest itself out. It's within us, but it'll manifest outside of us. And so John came baptizing in the desert region and preaching a baptism of repentance for the forgiveness of sins. Now see, if he's preaching a baptism of repentance for forgiveness of sins, what are the other ways to forgive sins? Can you write it off? Why couldn't you? It's like any debt owed to you. You can just say, no, never mind. That's what grace is. Sounds pretty messed up, doesn't it? How would you like to work for something so long and then nobody give you a paycheck when you're done? Excuses, excuses. And so John came baptizing in the desert region and preaching a baptism of repentance for the forgiveness of sins. And then again, it gets split again. The whole Judean countryside and all the people of Jerusalem went out to him. Now, the Judean countryside, Judah has the lions, the two lions, one on the left and the staff is in the middle. Cuts the path. That's Judah. Israel, God prevails. Israel is locked in, only does what God says. That's what the people of Israel are, not just because they live in a piece of dirt flying a flag over it. Okay? Israel refers to somebody who has persevered that nighttime battle. They've stepped into the next day saying, I'm not going to let go until you bless me. And God's going, are you nuts? Get off. Shaking you loose like a squirrel, and you're going, I'm not let go until you bless me. Either I'm going to fail at hanging on, or I'm not going to let you disprove that you're a good God, is what I'm saying, right? I'm not going to let go until you bless me. And with that hope, that should drive your future as hard and as solid as you want to. It does me. The whole Judean countryside. Now, what are these people? They're actually what? They're in the wilderness. They're in the countryside, but they're Judean. So that's your split. And then the people of Jerusalem are who? That's Israel, because Jerusalem means teaching of peace. That's what came down from heaven. When the new Jerusalem comes down from heaven, it's referring to Jesus' teaching. The new Jerusalem, the new teaching of peace. We're waiting for a city to fall out of the sky. And the whole Judean countryside and all the people of Jerusalem went out to meet him. So the people that follow the law and that live in the law, of course, they're going to go out to see him. And then it says, confessing their sins, they were baptized by him in the Jordan River. That's not just a statement. That's actually something occurring because of what they did. They are confessing their sins, which is what? You're opening yourself up for judgment? Who judges you? Who's the one that's sitting there ready to accuse you? The descender, Satan, right? What does Jordan mean? Okay? Baptized by him in the descender's river. It says Jordan River, but in the descender's river. Confessing their sins, they were baptized by him in the Jordan River. So what? Repentance? He's basically telling them, do you want to, is this what you want? To be swimming in this? It's not making the Jordan look like a good place. And to arise from it is like to come out of death. That's what the baptism is supposed to be about. And when Jesus came out of there and saw the heaven being torn apart, two sides, sheep and goats, people following a staff, the other people that are in the hills might get the rod. People following the staff sometimes get the rod if you screw up. But by confessing your sins, you were then baptized in the Jordan. So, but it's something we had to do, right? Okay, and then it says, John wore clothing made from camel's hair with a leather belt around his waist. All right, now the stuff that he's wearing here, the fact that he's wearing camel's hair, camels were very prized. They were like a prized animal. They were supposedly fast. I think you could even get milk from them. And the strange thing is that I find out that's weird about a camel is, do you realize that a camel will spit at you? Like they have the ability, they'll like spit on you. That's really weird, ain't it? For an animal like to just get upset with you and spit on you. But he obviously represents like Elijah, right? Is what they're going for here. And with a leather belt around his waist. Now, what's important to understand is what he ate as far as food. If you want to get into the details like the Dead Sea Scrolls, this makes John an Essene, okay? Because the Essenes, in their community, they had rules. They couldn't eat food that was produced outside the community, okay? The only thing they could eat was literally, I got to go home to eat, kind of, you know. They couldn't eat stuff out there because it might defile them. There is an exception. You could eat stuff that God provides by provision. And so that's why it says locusts and wild honey. It's like, what other kind of honey is there? I don't know, store-bought, processed, whatever. This honey would be the same kind of honey that would come out of the eater, something sweet. Which is just another riddle to say that if the devil was the lion that was chasing you around, out of the eater, something to eat. Can you learn something from that lion? Sure. What does this book do? What does the word do? Breaks its teeth. Makes a lot of noise, can't really tear you apart very much, which isn't good. Which isn't good because that means now what would have shred you to pieces doesn't. You get your heart hardened because it doesn't work as well. And then a progression of just, demineralization, I guess. And then what happens? Then Jesus shows up making a comment in your face saying, it would be much better if you'd never even seen me, because now that you have, you're implicated. Hi. But then spiritually, when it says that he ate locusts and wild honey, that's referring to a type of food that's very difficult. Okay. Locusts also what? They tear up crops and destroy things. It's like saying this guy's like thriving on adversity, okay? That he eats locusts and wild honey. And after this, and this was his message, okay? And obviously he's saying, I'm a badass. After me will come one more powerful than I. Who's what? Who's the thongs of whose sandals I am not worthy to stoop down and untie. And what does that even mean? Okay, there's a lot of, I'm going to tell you what it means to me. If Jesus is the teacher that he's said to be, and he is, and most certainly it's written, we already got it, then he would decide what ground would be holy and worthy to actually stand upon. Jesus would make that determination, right? Like, is this ground okay to stand on? And that's what John was saying. Jesus' teachings far outweighed him. What Jesus was saying was, because John was teaching a baptism of repentance, okay? That's about the law. John, John's obviously saying, hey, this guy, I can't even, he's better than me. I can't even take the guy's shoes off. He teaches far more by me. But when Jesus says that John was born of woman, we're all born of woman. Fellas, ladies, children. Yeah. The woman that you have a choice of being born of is this one. Let me ask you something, Nicodemus. You're saying you can't enter your mother's womb a second time to be born? I would say this. Job did it. Naked I came from my mother's womb, naked shall I return. What is really being said there is that Job was professing his sinlessness. Okay? But when it talks about Lady Wisdom and the harlot and the whatever, it's misuse of this sword then becomes the harlot, because you're picking here and picking there and trying to figure out how you can make it look good for you while you go around judging the world. Let's see, what did Paul say? Praising God out one side of your mouth and cursing his creation out the other. Ouch. That's going to leave a mark. Here, I'll drink to that. You sons of bitches are going to be so bummed out when you set me down and get to talk to me. Because you've expect, I don't know what the hell you expected to show up to explain this to you. I'm telling you, we've got some reckoning to do here. 2026. Did you know I was born on the 26th? So were my daughters. Exactly 6 months different of me. It seems that the girls are going to have to depend on their father to get a bloodline. Who am I? Could I be Lot, maybe? Could I be the lost Lot? I don't even want to look. 9 and 3. Always that. This isn't right. I feel like I should be able to just take these and go, what are all the lottery numbers? You know, and just throw them on there and just start pounding them out, right? but it's not that way. It's just they provide the right answer because there's only one way for them to line up. And it depends on how you, it's like the double slit experiment, you know? You look at the thing and it changes. It's affected just by your eyeballs seeing it. Like as to say, that's good or that's bad or what? I want to do the double slit experiment and look at it and see if it doesn't do anything. When I blow their freaking minds, he's staring at it. It's just, it didn't change. When it's like, because I don't think I should change anything here. I think everything is perfect. I think our God really is in control, really. But we don't understand, we don't understand the ways that he controls because, you need, I'm sorry, but let me ask you something. Who is it that goes around seeking whom he can catch in their sin? Well, we call them police here in America. Right? Do you realize what it was like when those were the first things that I started noticing how upside down it was? And then I had to go, oh my God, this is terrible. These people are running around like no wonder we're in a state of unrest. And it's not because police and good people like that have good intentions, yeah, they're doing a good job. But the fact that they are doing the job of what the Satan does should be a very, very clear indication of situational awareness, and it started like that, right? And now I've gone, man, I've gone where no man has gone before, and I'm back. And I'm going to tell you something. Captain Kirk was exactly right. Quantum physics. Ay, ay, ay. Quantum physics is, you know what quantum physics is? Here, let's put quantum physics right in your doorstep. You, my friend, are a quantum particle in the creation of God. Are you on or off? Do you shine light or dark light? You're still shining. All of the light is the same. Even dark energy, the dark matter that we see, right? That's just light that hasn't become light yet. Why do you think it's always decreasing? Because it'll get used up at some point. That's when opportunity, I feel, in our universe will end. When we don't see dark matter anymore, then all the opportunity for change and the cards will all be laid in place when that day comes, if we know what that day is. Because then, see, evil doesn't have any rules. It's like a stem cell. When it says the darkness couldn't comprehend it, that's what it's saying. It's like God saying, no, you're mine. I know you think you're darkness, but you're not. I just need you to come this way. And then it shows up as an angel of light. Uh-oh. And what is an angel of light? That thing's striking 900 right now. A little lower than the angels. There are so many different ways to twist this thing around. I'll tell you why they probably didn't put the book of Enoch in the Bible now. Because if you read the book of Enoch and you're cognizant of what you're reading and how to link, it's not hard. It's not hard to what I'm doing. It's just when I see one word somewhere, I'm reading this, right? I don't want to do it in the New Testament. I could. And I come into here and it says something like, all right, sandals. Boom, sandals. Huh. What do I know about sandals? Well, it's a cool adult place where I can go hang out, and have an adult vacation, run around naked in the ocean, I think. But what do sandals mean, right? What does that connect to? So it's like a word study. What does it connect to? And what you'll find is the variety with which you can create a story based off of the interpretations of these words gives you the impression that it's like just any other brick, and you're just, it means this, right? And you could do that in so many different ways. That's the reason why we have different denominations, because their doctrine is sound according to the book. It is, except everywhere where it isn't. And that's what I'm telling you. My doctrine, what I'm trying to teach you, doesn't have all these holes. Number one, I'm sorry, you don't get to kill Jesus. Okay? And my video just broke right there. That's kind of sucks. I think that was a moment of silence. When that paused right there, if you heard me say what I said, I'm sorry, we don't get to kill Jesus. And then my connection blinked. I ache. I ache. I ache for what should be here that I should have been born to receive, to see in my life, and you too. Yeah, it isn't like I'm going to pop out of my mom's crotch and everything's going to be fine. No. Had a hard life. And I will not let go until he blesses me. I am Israel. Maybe you are too. Don't let go. I can't shake him. Let go, Luke. Use the force. Shit. Use the force. No. Grab onto our God with all you can. Do like Powdered Toast Man did with the Pope. Powdered Toast Man! Cling tenaciously to my buttocks. You remember that cartoon where Powdered Toast Man actually saved the Pope? I'm sorry, I got to think of something to laugh about. I need no more tears for 26. I'm just done with it. Piss off with your sadness. Time for me to fly. Praise the God of heaven. Give me a good hope in the future. People he totally destroyed with the sword. But Saul and the army spared Agag and the best of the sheep and the cattle and the fat calves and the lambs, everything that was good. These they were unwilling to destroy completely. But everything that was despised and weak, they totally destroyed. Okay, you see what just happened there? Remember when Jesus, this is how my mind goes. Bam! Off like a freaking racehorse. You ready? Right there. When I am weak, then I am strong. Who was strong? Who became strong in this episode here? That's Saul. He spared Agag. Are you laughing at me? Love you. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. The book of Job is about Job and Satan's job. And if you read due to honor me, it's due to honor me or gets due to honor me. You can follow the prophet. I'd do if I were you. This has got to be some kind of a joke. Like God is just playing on me. I don't know. Something. And you know what? Though he slay me, yet I will trust in him. Doubly blessed. I'll take the good and the bad. Claim the bad, steal the rest. All right. As your sword has made women childless. Your sword has made women childless. Do you know what that's saying? That's saying that your law doesn't compare to God's. Your law has made women, the law itself, childless. It's had borne no fruit. It's like lawlessness. So will your mother be childless among women. Right there, that's another Jesus plug out of Samuel. Where is that Samuel? Oh, beauty. It's actually 33. Coincidence, eh? So will your mother be childless among women. And what does it say about Mary? Blessed are you, the fruit of the womb, and all that. Okay. Ta-da. It's all everywhere through here, man. It's like one big thing. Back and forth, back and forth. Ocean of just what? Lottery tickets that you don't cash in because you just can't get rich until everybody else knows what's going on. Oh, where are those numbers on that one anyway? December 23rd, 2014. What the heck is that? Oh, a dirty fingernail. I dug something out. What did I get there? No smell. I don't know. Could have dug it in the back of my book. Will begrudge the husband she loves and her own son or daughter, the afterbirth from her womb and the children she bears, for she intends to eat them secretly during the siege and in the distress that your enemy will inflict on you in your cities. If you do not carefully follow all the words of this law which are written in this book, I just opened it up just magically to this, and do not revere this glorious and awesome name, the Lord your God, the Lord will send fearful plagues on you and your descendants, harsh and prolonged disasters, and severe and lingering illnesses. How did I just open that to that right there? Just flim-flamming back and forth. Oh. Because even bad can be used for good. need food. And so this is Christmas. And what have we done? Another year wasted. And another begun. And so Merry Christmas. And a Happy New Year. Let's make it a good one. With a shit ton of fear. Fear is good. If you fear the Lord. It's funny. He didn't give us a spirit of fear. He didn't tell you to be an idiot either. Woo-hoo. Hey, man. Hey, man. Hey, man, I want to play my guitar. I said, hey, man, I think you went too far. I said, hey, man, oh, why you drinking that beer? You know you're all reverent and up in here. Oh, hey. Back to Southern, you'd say that. Let's start a band. All right, read page. Oh, look at this. Now, see, this is how a hacker gets to you. They'll watch, they'll see what kind of version you're reading, everything. They'll even read in your eyes. If you wear glasses, they'll watch your passwords and shit. Anyway, why do you think my camera's backwards? So that when they look at the passwords, if I wore glasses, they could see them frontwards. But they'll still read across your eyes if your camera's good enough. 1703, huh? Can't we read page 1701 instead? Because that's the Enterprise. I'll read something off of 1703. Oh, maybe I'm not supposed to read something off of 1703. I think I should go with my original plan. 1701. 1750. Oh, 44. This could be the way that they pull me out of here. This is my phone call. You know how in the Matrix you pick up the phone? I just have to follow their code in the right way, and they can pull me out of this joint. You know I was a time traveler, right? It's okay. We're all going home soon. Just trust me. Okay? Don't worry. Don't worry so much. Do you want to know the what watered the face of the ground? Sweat and tears. Uh-oh. We're in Book of Acts. I just saw this. Acts 9:29. It's not many people that get to date one of the descendants of the great Vince Lombardi. I dated his niece, and you wouldn't believe the spread that I had to walk away from. I thought my life was looking great, except that she didn't want to marry me and instead would like to have a jammed up, messed up relationship in front of her daughter, who her daughter is going to rule the freaking world someday. She's queen bitch on steroids. And you think I'm bad for saying that? Let me tell you what that little bitch did. I had a nice red sports car that I used to take to Janie's house. Okay. It was good. I have to laugh. Don't think I'm mad. I mean, I don't get mad at anybody just because I use the term bitch. But you mess with this woman, she's going to take your shit down. I, I, I have, I have, I have seen the woman that will probably be able to destroy your world single-handedly. Because this is how her brain works. You ready? This is sad because even in high school, her friends were calling her a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. And it's like, she was nasty. She's sleeping with hockey people from, yeah, I'm not going to get into all this stuff. I know too much. But it's all in here now, so I'm okay. Um, it's like just wicked. Here's my nice, very fast red car. We'll just call it the red Barchetta. She's mowing the lawn on the lawn tractor, okay? She pulls up onto a gravel driveway. I'm kind of off next to the, kind of off to the side a little bit next to the garage. The gravel goes up into the garage. It hadn't been finished yet. I'm sure by now she's paved that driveway. She was able to hook onto some money, which is what she was looking for. She pulls up on a freaking John Deere full blast, raising, just blasting the deck on this thing. It should have been a fucking hovercraft. How I was howling, and I got to be there to witness it. Why? Because she wanted me to see it. She's looking me in the face, and she drops the deck into the ground with the chute open, and just goes and drives off. It was like I got to watch a movie being filmed on the side of my fucking car. With all the gravel hitting. It was like, God, what the fuck are you doing? Go ahead and mess with that little bitch. Her mom can cook, but her womb created a freaking monster. And who was the dad? A man named Chris who had a heart condition. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Bravo. 1703, huh? I don't want you to go. Why would I want you to go? Oh, that's good. That's why. Let's see what's there. Yes. You do your homework. You do good work. Yes. Exactly. Yes. And here's to you. I see we're on the same team. This doesn't feel right. This is all pray your flight is not in winter kind of thing. And it is literally winter here in New York, and just howling and blowing, and a snowstorm that I demanded. Lord, bury the place in snow. Let this just winter for the new year. Fine. Slam it all the way out. And then it started, and it has like not let up, and it's beautiful. It is. Sing. I'm gonna wake up in 2026. No, I mean I'm gonna be asleep as soon as I can be, in hopes that I won't wake up until this year is gone, 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 gone. I don't know if I'm happy. I don't know if I'm sad. It's gone, gone, gone. I don't know if I'll cry. I don't know if I'll die laughing. I'm flipping through the calendar this year. It's gone forever. I did some crazy shit I said that I would do never. This ain't the first time, baby. And it ain't, doesn't look like it's gonna be the last. I better get the boys around and do some drinking fast. Yellow straw. Yeah. Boy, if uh, it's good to have young bones and muscles. I just want to say something. You guys got it easy. We didn't have all this padding and helmets and all this stuff. How do you think I got this crazy? You know how many times I had to fall on my head to be this wild? Actually, I did suffer a pretty bad head injury once. You could see it, literally. You can see where my skull is cracked here. It actually runs down here too. It goes down the side of my forehead. You can see it you can feel it is what you can. You feel it and you can feel it. But yeah, I got whacked right here. Cracked my skull open. Like, and you know who put it together? My buddy's mom, Mrs. Ritchie. I couldn't go home with my concussion because I had lied about everything, everything, where I was going to be, what we were going to use the money for, what we were doing. We were supposed to be going downstate to watch a football game, so that the Rams. Oh, don't forget the Rams. Do you know what I did in high school? I met this kid, Dennis, and he was like Forrest Gump and couldn't walk. He was on crutches with all this machinery. He looked like an inside out fucking Terminator, right? Sorry. I'm getting loose now. That's Dennis, man. That's my buddy. And we were messing around. Doctor said he would never be able to walk. Never. You're in crutches for the rest of your life. It's like, and I felt bad for this kid because it's like, you know, it's funny because when I very first came to Chicago, the very first time with this same family, I got sent to this family from hate multiple times. 2 times. The second time I wound up an agent of the streets. Chew on that. But guess what happens? Me and Dennis are playing around. He falls down the damn stairs. There was the first time they tried to put me in a school with all these crippled people, kids. They're all busted up. They're mangled. You know, I don't know what they've been through. World War III, but shot out of the womb and ready to go. And they're in wheelchairs, crutches, everything. Well, that was the school. We got to take them to school. And the guy who was in charge of the place, he looks at this woman and goes, he looks at me and looks at the woman and goes, "What's wrong with the boy?" Oh, wow. Hey, it's 226. Happy birthday. That's my girls, my daughters. Their birthday's 226. 6 months off of mine, exactly. And guess what? She unloads. What do you mean? What's wrong with him? And oh, wow, she's about ready to shred this guy. And then guess what happens? He's like, no, you children. Didn't you notice when you came in here, like wheelchairs everywhere, like the abundance of, they had a school special for kids in wheelchairs and whatever, which is fine. You know, maybe for access kind of a thing, right? They weren't single. These guys were my friends because when they turned me loose, by the time they got done arguing with whatever, man, I was already hanging around with these kids. I'm like out in the hall, hey, woo, you know, and there were some older kids there, you know, they're pulling off wheelies. And I'm just like, it was like, wow, I can walk, but you guys are freaking awesome, man. You're like on machines and shit. Well, guess what? That was Dennis. And then Dennis took a ride down the stairs and busted up all his machinery. And for a couple good 3 or 4 weeks while they were trying to rebuild his cage, no, his muscles actually started to work. And he was on a training program. You want to know what happened? Oh my God, I hate running. Running sucks. How people say, I like to run. Dude, it's like you're getting beat up while you're running from nothing that's chasing you. As your body. No, that's not fun. And he was so happy because he could finally walk without crutches that he learned how to run. And then guess what? It convinced me to join the cross country team. And that's where I became a running ram. And that was my first miracle that God did through me. Because of me. I didn't do anything. I can't claim any magic power. The only thing I did was be an idiot and throw him down the fucking stairs and break up all his shit. And there he was, reclaimed from a lie that somebody told me never be able to walk. Never! Never! You should see that kid today. I don't know where he is. He was doing good until I put all this together for him, and then he kind of ran in the other direction and bothered him a lot, I think. I don't know. I'm nobody special. I can't help it. My life has touched yours. I can't help it. God's in my life. It's because I let him in there. I'm not special. I'm just like you. You just haven't opened the door and allowed God to like reach in there and use every bit and part of you, every single ounce, every speck of dust that you are. It's a freedom of slavery. It's weird. It's like saying it's like realizing that what I'm in can be powered by a much better operating system if I just decide to upgrade. I don't know how to explain it to you. But yeah, he's a monster, man. He became a big dude. Big. And he was just a skinny little whatever. His dad, I think actually, I knew a bunch of dads at that point. All the dads, wow, that's weird. All the dads around me limped. They limped. Rodney's dad had a limp from polio. Dennis's dad had a limp because of polio. Rodney, are you watching me? One of you two is. I need a witness here. And I don't care which one of you. Rodney almost got me killed. Oh, that cocksucker. You want to hear a good story? Okay, I lived on the streets. I sold drugs in high school. It's true. I'll admit it. I'm no different than anybody else. There were other people who did too. Some people did worse. Well, I'm somewhat of a mechanic, and I figured how to well, boy, how do you say this? Uh, uh, if you were a resident of Revis High School during the years of 1979 to 1982, um, I'm sorry, 78 to 82, uh, your locker didn't belong to you. It belonged to me and Rodney. Don't let that bother you because we didn't care about anybody except for the people that cared about us, the people that wanted our money. We knew how to get into your locker to take your money, all the lockers, and close them back up like as if nothing happened. Can you imagine being able to pick every single combination lock in the place? You know what the beauty was? These were interesting. We were bad kids, but some drug dealers kind of lost all their stash, and I was unaware of what had happened. Now, if it was today's day, because my memory, see, I have video memory. I'll remember what your face looked like when you looked at me as you were telling me whatever it was you were going to tell me. I'll remember that look. And I remember the look on my buddy Rodney's face when these two guys want to talk to me. We want to talk to you. Oh boy, did they talk to me. Let's see. Carl, 6'4", 325 pounds probably. Um, Mike, not much at all, like a skeleton. However, let's say that the bark has a little bite. I get picked up being accused of taking all this stuff, and the only thing I'm grateful for by God is that I had no idea that I was implicated, even though I wasn't. I didn't know who had taken all their stuff, but I knew who had taken all their stuff. And so I get picked up like a bag of freaking potato chips and slammed across the hood of a Dodge Dart. Where I and I'm like, I didn't know what in the freak. That's it. The only thing that got me out of that situation was my innocence. I had no freaking clue. None. And I'm like telling these guys, do you know who in the hell you're beating up? My clock is striking 12 right now. I said, how many people have you done this to? And you want to know why I asked them that? Because you're never going to find anything out beating people up. You just sit quietly in the shadows and you wait. And you wait. And you wait. It's like fishing. And then when you got enough, you don't strike the heel, you take the foot. The whole damn thing. You leave a stump or a peg to walk on. Don't move too fast through emotion. Do like the leaders of our countries do. Sit back for a while and wait and see if the situation might just fall apart on its own. I don't even need to do anything. Why do I want to step in and give myself a bad name to police a situation that I can just see is going to fall apart anyway? Have some brains, okay? Use that gift that you were given. the place of the skull, because that's where you're going to live or die. Question mark? Or branded? I can Yahweh. That's what Neo would say. I know how to Yahweh. It's like, what do you mean? I know I'm responsible, and if I don't play by the rules, I'm doomed. It's a wonderfully, frighteningly, comfortably situation. It's a shelter underneath a wing. It's a shadow that's cast upon you, not to hide you in darkness, but to protect you from only you know. Just too much, right? But there you are, standing there in the shadows. You got anything else? I got to pee again. I got 6 people and 16 likes. That's 616. That is the bad guy upside down. I got to go. Pee. Pardon me. Anyway, I'm tired of rambling here. I think I should, I don't know. Hmm. Well, that would be fun. I think I should order some cannabis. They deliver it here. You don't even have to do anything. Just make a phone call. They'll bring it. Say I live in New York, so I think what I should do is I should just return to the land of Canaan, cannabis, where things are happier. Because this place sucks. It's American History X all over again. Me on one side, everything I care about on the other. I can't reach through that mirror, grab a hold of it. You ever do a red light stretch? You stretch with your eyes closed, and you'll see a red light start to appear like in the middle of your focus. It's probably something to do with depriving your brain of oxygen and affecting your optic nerves or something, but it feels good. It's like almost like after you get done with, and then you're tired. Man, I need a cigarette. I don't even smoke. Guys, can we set into fixing our place yet? It's like, it's sad. I feel like King Solomon, like I prayed King Solomon's dream, but then instead of being given a kingdom to rule over and to take care of, I get to see how it's destroyed because I'm not caring for it, maybe. I'm not accessing it. I don't know. This feels like a hell to me where I am. I don't know how you feel about this place, but to me it feels like I don't know. In a weird way, like I deserve to be here. And I'm okay with that. Oddly. Pow. Bang, bang goes the big hit. Bang, bang, bang. %26 battery power. Battery. There you go. You got it? You're directly connected right now. I just plugged you in. You know what to do with it. Here's my question. You're plugged in, you have full power to ascertain, detain, arrest, convict, but more importantly, to resolve, define, educate, and successfully divide. Successfully. Division without dividing. Separation in spirit. And none in reality.
fine then. I'll play your silly games. You know what? Never cut the hard feed. See, that's why you want to ditch your wireless system if it can connect to a internet network, because they'll figure out how to hack it. Did you see how my thing was destroyed? My audio was wrecked. That's because they're trying to break into everything I own. Everything. Bluetooth this, Bluetooth that, fucking TVs, everything. It's incredible. These sons of bitches are really good. You're going to be sorry when they show up in public. Right now, you're getting to witness their wilderness apparel. That's what they call it. In the wild. Shit's going to get wild. Shit's going to get wild. Tried to warn you. And don't think like I'm not a party to the people that are fucking your shit up. But you are going to know the power of data and wireless technology. Oh yeah, baby! You're gonna learn what is going on. And they're gonna teach you a hard lesson that you got coming, because you deserve it anyway. drums, man. Well, that sounds really good. You know that? Something about that. There's something about not having that wireless hooked up. Y'all can't touch me, 'cause I got my solid line. You can try and mess with me, but you can do nothing but waste your time. 'Cause I told you what was coming down the pike. I laughed in your face, mocked you, and told you it was something you wouldn't like. Bow, bow, bow down. But you pressed me all further now, and now we got reality. Banging on the cage of the doors, and they just can't see. Yeah, okay. Hi, I'm the Messiah. Let me try again. Hi, I'm here to save you. Oh, sorry. Took too many Quaaludes in the Lucy the Skywalker, man. Like, let's get out of this. We gotta get out of here, man. Drums. Lots of drums. Oh, that sounds really loud. as the clock strikes 1,000. God bless me. Fuck. That's fucking sweet. Thank you, God. Sound is like huge. It sounds big. Surf's up. All right. Take that. Ha ha! Well. So you thought you could annoy me, eh? With your electronic problems. I don't care about your problems. They're not my problems. They are your problems. You know? I really feel like calling a like some cannabis dispensary and having them deliver weed to me. Can you imagine that?
Whoa. Well, the weather outside is frightful, but delivery's delightful. 'Cause I'm not crazy enough to go, but they can bring all that shit through the snow. I just think it'd be great to have somebody show up, like, instead of a pizza, bringing weed. It's like, that's weird, man. But that's what it's like here. I've never done it before. I don't know. If I had the phone number, I might think about it, but I don't know. All right, 3 hours, 9 minutes. Let's see. What's it looking like over there? Rooster? Rooster. Rooster. Yeah, here come the rooster. Oh, yeah. Yeah, here come the rooster. Oh, yeah. You know he ain't gonna die. Yeah. No, no. You know he ain't gonna die. Sitting down Maple Street, thinking things, miserable heat. I need my stuff to come from somewhere. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What regrets? Don't have no shit stains, no stinking pets. Whatever food I eat solely. Mm-hmm. Yeah, here come the rooster. Oh yeah. Yeah, here come the rooster. Yeah. You know he ain't gonna die. Yeah. Hi. Anybody out there want to get serious?